Let me ask you something. Are you afraid of reading classics? I can understand that. Because as kids, we were told to study these classics back in school. Brings back some memories, doesn't it? But anyway, we're now here at a time where we can actually choose which books we're going to read and which books we can best leave out. And I'm going to tell you why you should pick up some classics. Most of these classics are inherently good stories. The fact being that they have lasted so many generations and decades and centuries even speaks a lot for itself. The classics also give us a good glimpse of how the historical writing style used to be. Now that can be a little intricate and complex and might scare a few people away, but let me tell you, you're not gonna not understand the story just because the writing style is a little different. You might take a little longer to read them, but they're worth it nevertheless. In most of the stories, you're going to see that the social system or the political system is going to be a little different from how it is right now. A good example being A Tale of Two Cities. So in this book, you see that it is a crime to be even related to a criminal, and that might bog us a little, but it makes us think and ponder over how much society has developed over these years. Now there are some things you should consider before you buying a classic or getting into reading them. The first thing is you should never buy a classic just because it looks good on a bookshelf or you like the cover a little too much. Even though you might be getting great discounts because most of these classics are always on sale. But you should always consider reviews. You can take opinions from a few friends who might have read them, or you can find out a little more about the author himself or herself and get to know what it is that the author generally speaks about or talks about and writes about in these books. The second thing you should consider is that these classics generally have a lot of additions to them. Not only the unabridged editions, but sometimes over translations or certain publications may have their own editors, which might make it a little of a different experience than what the original author might mean to deliver. The third thing is that never be fooled by the page count of the particular book. I'll give you a good example. Now the Frankenstein, it's a small book, let me tell you. So it averages around 250 pages depending on what edition you get, but it's a very small book. And I did not like it. Even though I finished it in hardly a day, it didn't leave me satisfied in the end. Now keep in mind that accomplishments can sometimes help you motivate to read more since you're going to have more numbers, but that doesn't work for a lot of people and it didn't work for me. Personally, I find that reading a book should be a pleasure in and of itself rather than the mere accomplishment of finishing so and so number of books. Another thing is that personal recommendations and opinions and even reviews by some really good YouTubers and reviewers is something you should take with a grain of salt, because even if a story appeals to a particular person, it might not appeal to you. So before picking up any book in general, you should see what the book is about and maybe even the author if the writing style suits you. Now you may ask, how to pick the right book for yourself? Well, as I said, reviews and recommendations only help you narrow down your list of options, and you might look up Goodreads, which is a really good source, and you can make an informed decision by taking in a lot of reviews, researching about the author. But if sometimes you're willing to invest in it and won't be bogged down by the fact that you might not like some of them, you should just go for a few books. But if you don't mind putting in a little bit of extra work, I have a little life hack for you. So considering that these books have been here for a lot of years and decades, most of these books have a scanned edition or a digital edition usually available for free on some of the sites. What I recommend is that you download the PDF or the EPUB or whatever extension it might have, read a few pages, see if the author's writing style suits you, and then only go ahead and pick up the book. So thanks a lot, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and that's all for today. See you next time.